Hello everybody and welcome back for week 3 of the PDL. Today we are playing Nova. He has a pretty insane mono fighting team that you see right here. I also want to mention that I did neglect to mention last week. I made some changes to the team. Barrascuda and Mesper obviously are no longer on the team. Barrascuda's changed to Regieleki, which I think is really good as a really fast electric type with thunder. Really strong thunders, albeit like, you know, with a rain team, it just sounds like a really easy thing. I don't think a lot of people want to bring grounds into me most of the time. Like they can try to justify it for specifically Regieleki, but then you have to bring a ground into rain and grassy terrain. Like it's not a great idea, I feel, most of the time. And then Lucario just kind of was a blanket check to like certain things, as like, you know, some ice type. It gives me an ice type resist, it gives me a rock type resist that was really only covered by Archaladon, and then ice wasn't even a resist for him. So that's the idea for Lucario, but and it's just a really strong mon in general. We do have more changes that I have made for next week's battle. Hopefully I mention them at the end of this team builder, but worst case I'll mention them at the beginning of the next team builder. Hopefully anyways, I remember to do that. But to just kick off to this week, we are once again playing Nova today, who he drafted a really fun mono fighting team. For this week, he had Kommo-o, Iron Hands, Galarian Zapdos, Keldeo, Hitmontop, Cobalion, Heracross, Urshifu Single Strike, and Monferno. And his Terras on Kommo-o were, I believe, Dragon, Steel, and Water. My first Pokemon that I decided to bring into him was a weakness policy Manaphy. I figured that with acid armor I could really boost up my defenses to a sky high level and tank most hits that he wants to fire at me. Kommo and Keldeo can be special attackers, but that's why we are running max HP and not max defense, to hopefully tank those hits a lot more reasonably. Keldeo's Secret Sword will be proccing through my physical defense, and its water type stab moves will be hitting the special side, but I am a water type naturally, so I should be able to tank Keldeo's hits relatively well, and then Kommo-o will not be able to 2-hit KO me with any attack, I believe, except for a Terra Dragon boosted Clangorous Soul, which I am Terra Fairy for. For my attacks, I have Surf and Dazzling Gleam. I feel like they're really the only things I need. Surf is the good coverage for Cobalion and Monferno, obviously. It hits Terra Steel Kommo-o just fine. And then Dazzling Gleam hits the rest of his team for super effective damage, except for Terra Water Kommo-o. With a weakness policy procced, a +2 Dazzling Gleam 2-hit KOs at least his entire team, including, I believe, that Terra Water Kommo-o. And then we finally have Rest as, you know, just a really easy recovery move that recovers me up to full HP and gets healed my status immediately as long as I have Rain Up with Pelipper. Next we have Broly the Rillaboom. This is an incredible set for this week. Really all I need for damage is Acrobatics. It's the base 110 power move after Grassy Seed procs, which it will every time. Again, same thing. Kommo-o and Keldeo are the only special attackers that I really got to respect a little bit. But Kommo-o, I can actually click Leech Seed on and Protect through, so I can kind of stall out its HP. And then Keldeo, I am once again resisting the water type moves, and Secret Sword does hit through physical defense. The main thing that I have to worry about for this team would be Keldeo's Air Slash potentially, and Monferno, which isn't really a mon that I expect to come into my rain team. This is an incredible set. I think this will perform very well. Acrobatics hits everything really hard. It's at least 2-hit KO onto most of his team, worst case, and then worst case I can always proc Leech Seed on them and gets my recovery, still does damage. Acrobatics is still a really strong move, substitute Protect for stall. Like, it's a really incredible set. I believe we're outspeeding a max attack Hitmontop, and with Manaphy I believe we're outspeeding Urshifu. Pelipper is once again a support Pokemon for Manaphy and Regieleki, which you'll see later. We are bringing a Damp Rock because I want 8 turns of Drizzle. In the rain, Hydro Pump is a 2-hit KO on Iron Hands and Terra Steel Kommo-o. So on those Pokemon, I can always just click Hydro Pump. Same thing for Cobalion, I'm more likely click Hydro Pump on it, which is just a really powerful move every time. Hurricane is a just really powerful move. Once again, it's a flying type attack with stab, especially into his team. This is like gonna almost 2-hit KO. I think at least it's gonna 2-hit KO his entire team, if not an Oko. And then obviously we have Roost and U-Turn as just pretty standard attacks that Pelipper would more likely have. If I expect him to switch into Iron Hands and I know it's like Assault Vest or something, I'll U-Turn on it and pivot out into something else. Then we have a Life Orb Lucario. This is really standard set. This is just because I outspeed a lot of his team with Lucario, and I can hit him really hard with Close Combat, Meteor Mash, and Extreme Speed. If I threaten something out and I can get up a Sword Stance, even better. I'm going to hit his team really hard. Next we have Regieleki with a Magnet, so our electric type attacks will be super boosted. He does not have a natural ground, and he doesn't even have a Terra type for ground, so his only electric switch-in is Iron Hands, which is super susceptible to being stalled out with Thunder Cage, Protect, and Substitute. If I can trap it in here and I can just stall out most of its HP, then he can't really afford to stay in much longer, and then we could just click Thunders and stuff on turns where we have off time, and it's really hard for him to deal with Regieleki, especially if Iron Hands is weakened. Thunder is almost an OHKO on most of his team. I think the only mons that don't get OHKO'd are like Como with Terra Dragon, or not Terra Slicing at all. Maybe Terra Steel can live an attack, and then Hitmontop because of his natural special bulk. But Thunder is just super strong into his team. It's an absolute nuke button that I expect to click multiple times this game. And then finally, we do have Glimmora. Pretty standard lead set here that we definitely will be leading with. Toxic Debris, just because he has so many physical attackers, it's more than likely going to get procced, and if it leads Keldeo, we still get Dazzling Gleam damage off on it, and we can just chip it down really hard. If we can maybe outspeed, like if he leads with like Como to Iron Hands, something like that, we can outspeed and get one layer of spikes up at least, which is also going to be really huge. The poison, the toxic spikes is really like the main draw here. He does not have a great switch into at all. If it really anything, he has to go like Hitmontop, which will one get poisoned, and two, I have ways of OHKOing with my team, and it's just really hard for him to really deal with, you know, toxic spikes in this game, especially if I can OHKO that Hitmontop on Iron Hands that's poisoned, getting leech seeded, and getting hit by Electro Cage. Not going to do anything really substantially this game, and that is going to be the team for this week. As far as my changes for next week go, give me 1 sec and I will pop it up so I don't give you, you know, wrong information. These will be my final 3 changes. We have put on a Regieleki, or sorry, Regieleki's already on the team. So we changed Grafai's Terra Ghost to Terra Dark. I don't have a natural Dark, and Psychic Terrain Deems can be frustrating for me. Lucario was changed to a Golurk. This gives me a natural Ghost instead of Grafai, which means that I can actually spin block stuff, which makes Ribombee Sticky Webs a little bit more viable. And we changed Gumshoos, which was really just a throw on onto my team anyways, to a Crabominable, which still gives me that natural ice resist, and it gives me a fighting type, so I can more effectively deal with ice types a lot more considerably. The Iron Bundle from week 1 has apparently scarred me to a level that I didn't quite expect, but that will be the team from now on. You'll see the image for the rest of the season, and that will be today's team builder. So we'll move on right to the battle versus Nova. See you guys there. Hello everybody, this is Oro back again for the PDL. This is week 3. We will be playing Nova today. I'm actually super nervous about this game, and it's not because of anything about his team. I just feel like, I don't know, my last 2 games have not been very good. I think I had 4-0 and 5-0 respectively. Like, that's not a good record at all. But I do think I have a decent way of dealing with his team for sure. It's nice seeing no Urshifu, because that was actually a main concern, because I'm actually an Acid Armor set. I'm not shocked about Keldeo. And I'm actually pretty sure that I can just lead with Glimmora pretty easily. Yeah, like there's like Como is definitely like a threat for sure. But if he's Terra Steel, then he can't actually set up on me. I think Glimmora is perfectly fine lead. If he isn't Clangor's Soul, then Lucario should actually be faster than it as well. And if it's Terra Steel, then we can just close combat it. It'll probably die, unless it's like Iron Defense or something, you know. But I'm super nervous about this game. I don't know if my team is like super good into him. But I am pretty sure that it's good enough. I'm hoping that I can actually bait out Iron Hands into Thunder Punching Manaphy, preferably Thunder Punch, but I do have a weakness policy set, and I'm excited to use it. That is Cobalion. That is perfectly fine. He could Iron Head me is the thing. But at the same time, I don't know how much I care. I do kind of want to just get spikes up. At least one layer would be nice. If I could Earth Power this, I don't want to take an Iron Head, man. Because last week I got flinched by an Iron Head. Sure, it's like attack isn't very high, but even if it's not, like even if it's minimal offense, see, I could switch into like Pelipper or even like Regieleki or something. Could go Manaphy, but I don't really want to get paralyzed. I think it's fine to get hit by the Iron Head, and I'll probably just go and click Earth Power because he does not have a Pokemon that wants to take that poison. He doesn't care really because of Hitmontop at the same time. Let's just click Earth Power, I think. Iron Head is expected for sure. Don't flinch, don't flinch, don't flinch, don't flinch, don't flinch, don't flinch, don't flinch. Please do not flinch. Okay. Whew. Okay. That's very good damage as well. I can probably justify the swap right here. I want to say there's a chance that Lucario can kill it. Glimmora did 79 minimum. Lucario should be doing 17 minimum with extreme speed. Oh, sorry, 10% minimum. So no, it's not gonna be enough quite yet. For sure, it's not gonna be enough. I could switch, and I think I might as well. Because I could just go into Regieleki or something. Regieleki doesn't take too much damage. From an Iron Head anyways, it doesn't. But it's likely to click Body Press, is my thought. So it might be wise to just let Glimmora go down, especially because then I can get my extra whatever. So I'm going to click Dazzling Gleam because it should be enough to kill it. And he is going to Volt Switch. What would he go out into? What would he go out into? Hitmontop is very possible. And I think if he does go Hitmontop, I just go into Lucario maybe and click Close Combat. Levi is the Hitmontop. Now he could be Mach Punch with Technician, and Adamant Mach Punch would knock out Lucario, but at the same time, if he is Adamant like max speed, Close Combat has a really good chance of killing it. My other option would be to go out into it was Heavy Duty Boots as well. Okay. That's fine. Could go into Manaphy early, but I think I'm fine with just going Pelipper. Could also go out into... Do I need Lucario? It hurts pretty bad, but the Cobalion's weak, and I don't have another reason for it besides... I could go Lucario. I'm gonna click CC as well, because there's no universe where a Mach Punch should be able to kill me, unless it's Bandit, which it obviously isn't. Close Combat is gonna crit as well. Ooh, that's huge. Immediately removing it like that is ginormous. Again, if it was max offense, then that crit doesn't matter too much. It was an 87.5% chance to kill because of Life Orb. And I could have been Adamant, but I'm actually Jolly to just outspeed Como. And speaking of Como, I actually probably just click Close Combat on that if it comes in here. My other thought would be you would go out into like I guess Zapdos would probably be the lead. Oh, dude, that's so huge. That's huge, dude. I imagine he goes out into Zapdos, and I definitely don't have a switch in for it. Rillabooms, believe it or not, is actually my best switch in, but it doesn't tank 2 Brave Birds either way. Pelipper can take 2 Brave Birds, but that's only if it's scarfed and not banded or anything like that. Paulo is going to be Zapdos as I expected. I think I might just click Extreme Speed on this, because I expect him to click Close Combat or something, and I do not need this thing that much. Definitely would be nice to keep it around. Let's go Pelipper, because again, he can only kill me if he goes Brave Bird. And he would have to be banded to consistently do it, because he doesn't have any sort of hazards up. It's an 11.7% chance to hit KO if it's not adamant, and he's just Jolly max attack. And after a Brave Bird, then an Extreme Speed would be able, or sorry, after a Hurricane from Pelipper into Zapdos, an Extreme Speed should hypothetically be able to take it out. He's thinking really hard, so he's probably expecting me to go out into Pelipper. I really hope he goes for Close Combat, because he definitely needs to do that in order to kill Lucario. He's gonna Brave Bird though. Good on him. Not quite banded. I anticipate he's probably gonna switch out. What will he switch out into though? I mean, it would have to be the Iron Hands. I kind of want a U-turn. How much does Pelipper do to Iron Hands? 41%. That's really good, especially if it's like not very especially defensive. Then it's actually going to end up taking more than that. I'm super fine with clicking Hydro Pump here. I expect him to switch. Yeah. Does he go into Como though? That is obviously Iron Hands. This is going to hurt really bad, especially if like we can also determine if he's AV here. That poison doesn't help him in any way. He's definitely AV. You can see it. We are definitely going out into Rillaboom, because even if he goes for an Ice Punch into Rillaboom, it does like 33 or something like that, like on a max roll. And he definitely isn't able to really like deal with this thing super well. It is just Zapdos that would be able to do anything, and depending on if he even has Ice Punch, which he might not, we can potentially just substitute up as well, which I think is what I probably end up wanting to do. We do got our Grassy Surge. That's good for him, but he's poisoned as well. What's he gonna want to do here? Could Ice Punch. He's gonna Close Combat. Okay, that's super fine. If he's gonna keep close combating me, then I can definitely just get Leech Seed up here. And honestly, even Leech Seed like is good for everything on my team. Like you saw how little damage he did as well. We could potentially substitute. I really want to click substitute, but I think Leech Seed is probably my best move right now, because no matter, like, I'm assuming he could switch out. That Close Combat did actually nothing. That's insane. After Leech Seed and poison damage, and if he goes for CC again, an Acrobatics potentially takes it out, because it'll be taking like 40% or something like that if he's not max HP or anything like that. That's 100% AV. Unless he could be max special defense, like max bulk and everything, because that's the Close Combat did not do anything. And Pelipper hypothetically should have done more damage there. He is gonna withdraw. Did he go Zapdos right away? I hope he didn't. That's not Zapdos. That is Como. Sick. That's why we did not click substitute, because he would have just blew it right through me. This thing does not hurt me very much. Like it could hypothetically do a decent amount to me, but like I could also just click Acrobatics on it, and if he doesn't Terra right away, because he's anticipating it to be resistant or anything like that, we do 50%. And I'm definitely just gonna click Acrobatics right away. There's no need to do anything else, anything special. I hope he doesn't Terra, because Acrobatics is all I need. And there, boom, big damage. And I'm faster as well, which is huge. That rocks is annoying, sure, but it's not even the end of the world. Especially, oh, Gloomore did drop though. I'm clicking substitute on this now, because after this turn, Brave Bird's gonna be able to kill, or Acrobatics is gonna be able to kill it. If he goes Zapdos, then he can't like defend against me either. I'm clicking sub. He could click like Clanging Scales or something kind of weird, but substitute seems super easy and like super good here. Especially if he's planning on switching out into like Iron Hands again. Don't know. I'm glad he's bulky though, because I love bulky Como. I don't feel like a lot of people do that in Draft League. And I mean, all of you guys know that I love my bulky Como. This is looking really good for me. He is gonna Terra right away, but I'm clicking substitute. So unless he's clicking Terra Dragon, Clanging Scales, and he is max special attack and everything like that, yeah, he's Terra Steel. So we are gonna be able to get off my substitute. I don't know what he's gonna be able to click against me. That would break through substitute anyways. But he's gonna body press me. I am max defense, so there's a chance that doesn't kill me, but I'm sure it does. Or break. Oh, it didn't even break my sub. Yeah, that's pretty bad for him. How much damage is he gonna take from Toxic and Leech Seed? This looks impossible for him to break through now. He didn't bring Heracross, he didn't bring Monferno. He has to go Zapdos at some point, and I can always just set up substitute on everything else that isn't named Keldeo. I'm clicking Protect, obviously. I could click Acrobatics, but I don't think Acrobatics will do enough to kill it, especially because he looked max physical defense. Acrobatics might kill it. I think I'm okay with clicking it, because I also take the Brave Bird from a Zapdos. This might kill as well. It did knock it out. That's so huge. Keeping my sub as well. It's very good. Very, very good there. My Rillaboom is set up to do crazy work, and obviously this is like the bad part about being, you know, a mono team, because I'm pretty decent at preparing for that type of thing in my opinion. Like, I don't know what he'd be able to do. He'd have to go Cobalion, and I'm just gonna click substitute until it breaks my sub. You know, there's nothing that like I have to fear from Cobalion. At some point, Manaphy is able to set up its acid armor too, and it won't be taking any damage from anything either. I don't know what he could do. Because Cobalion, like, I don't even think Max Phys Def Cobalion will do enough with Body Press. No, it doesn't. It would have to be bold, and that's only a roll. Oh, not even. It's not even a roll. You'd have to have a damage boosting item and everything. Like, he would have to really have invested into his damage. I don't know if a max attack close combat will be doing more than that. That is the Zapdos. What is he gonna do? We're gonna click substitute one turn, because he's gonna have to decide what he wants to do. Ooh, that's super good. Okay, and we avoided it. But anyways, okay. Well, I know he's not like Bandit or anything like that, and we're not going to be taking anything from this. We can click Leech Seed one turn. Like, yeah, this is obviously going to break my sub, but it's not going to do enough with the second Dual Wing Beat really be meaningful, in my opinion. I don't think it will. The second Dual Wing Beat did nothing. That did actually 0 damage to me, and this Leech Seed will actually just recover it back up. This Rillaboom set, like, I knew it was gonna be good into this team, but I didn't think it was gonna like really do all this. Like, you saw how little damage that second hit Dual Wing Beat did. That's not a weak attack, considering it's a Zapdos. We can click Acrobatics here. In fact, we could potentially even click Substitute, but he's just gonna break it with the second hit anyways. I think so anyways. If I were to like check Drill Peck and just like change the base power to 40 or something, he's actually not doing enough with one hit of the Dual Wing Beat to break a substitute. But at the same time, I'm just gonna click Acrobatics here. And he missed again. Yeah, I mean, I'm so sorry, Nova. That's like super unfortunate because this is the amount of defense that this Rillaboom has is super bad for your team. It's super bad. I'm so sorry about those misses. I didn't miss my Leech Seed or anything like that either. We click, I mean, we click Substitute into Iron Hands. We click Leech, I guess we click Leech Seed into Iron Hands. Keldeo, the Pokemon fan. This could be Air Slash. I think no matter what, I just click Acrobatics into it, because worst case we still have Lucario and the extreme speed plus toxic, you know, might end up taking it out. He is Air Slash. Does he flinch me? Ooh, he's Specs. He's super Specs too. He doesn't flinch me. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I am gonna switch into Regieleki because he is 100% Specs. He could, guess technically be like, oh, he did have Rocks up though. I don't have Spin on Regieleki, so that's a sack now. Is Rillaboom, and I don't think it sets up Grassy Terrain either. That was a little bit of an oversight on my end, I think. That's not gonna do it. Oh, it did a lot of damage. Jeez. Okay. We're definitely gonna be faster than it at least. And I think we click Thunder Cage, because even if he swaps back into like Iron Hands or something, who's still very, very healthy, he's not gonna be able to eat this very like comfortably. And even if I miss my Thunder Cage, yeah, he's gonna switch. Does he go Iron Hands? He does go Iron Hands. He is very healthy still. Thunder Cage is going to trap it and snare it. He's not going to be able to do anything. I think we might get one turn of Substitute, so we can protect and Substitute this turn, or in this like next, you know, order. But I knew this. I knew Regieleki was also like super good because he did not have a ground type. All he had was Iron Hands. And it's like definitely super good into Regieleki, but it's not like anything crazy, especially since I do have Thunder Cage. I think I could justify switching here as well, going straight into Pelipper, because Thunders, like for perfectly accurate Thunders, would be super, super good. And that might actually end up cleaning the game. So we are gonna go Pelipper, I think. Sure, he's not gonna be able to, he's not gonna take the Thunder Cage, but he is still toxic. That crit on with Lucario is like, it's made all the difference. Jeez, oh my god. Wow. Pelipper still being alive is super nice too. I think we're probably in the clear. I imagine he goes Keldeo and just takes out a Pokemon. I don't think I have anything that can really switch into it because it is Spexed. Like Manaphy maybe because it is max HP, but like Spexed in the rain. Like I guess I can technically take a Surf with Manaphy, like 2 Surfs, but if it's gonna go Hydro Pump, then I'm gonna drop to it anyways. And Manaphy is still valuable because it is very, very bulky. Pelipper is bulky as well, but can it tank anything crazy? I don't think so. Largo was, have I seen Largo? Oh, okay, I have, yeah. So this thing's gonna Volt Switch, I imagine. We're gonna just sack Rillaboom, because that way you can't even pivot. They do have the rocks still. He is going to drop to the rocks. We get to see what he was going to do, which I imagine was Volt Switch to take out Pelipper and then pivot out. But I stacked Rillaboom now, so he was not able to Volt Switch. And I think I've cleaned up the game. I do have to be careful with Keldeo, and that's why I still have Pelipper, because Keldeo could go Vacuum Wave. So we got to protect on Keldeo. But we are going to click Thunder because it's perfectly accurate in the rain. And I don't have to risk Thunder Cage missing. Thunder is gonna drop Cobalion, and then we can protect on Keldeo next turn to see what move it's going for, and then guarantee that we get our differential as well. This was like, I hate to say it was like, it was easier for me to prep for personally because I have an experience with monotype. In the past, I used to run a monotype Ice, Fire, and Rock teams. Those are like the 3 that I always like to play with. We just protect here and we claim a kill with Glamora's Poison. Even if it was a Vacuum Wave, it's just gonna drop. Yeah. But GG's to Nova. I mean, I know he's been going through a little bit, not personal life or anything like that, but like just had a rough. I think he just had a rough day or something like that. He let me know because it was a little late, but it's more than okay. I hope he's okay for sure. And I mean, that was a clean game on my end. I'm super glad about that win. Don't get me wrong, but I just can't feel good about it in good faith because I did crit with Lucario, obviously. He missed both of those dual wing beats, which were very huge for me in my differential. Like I definitely got super lucky, so I can't help but be a little like shaken, not shaken or anything like that, but like, you know what I mean. Definitely wasn't the cleanest game for both of us, but I'm glad about my win. GG's to Nova. I mean, his fighting type team is like still super scary. Like, he hits so goddamn hard and he's so bulky. If he had Urshifu, I think I might have been a little more afraid, but Manaphy was still there with Terra Fairy to keep it in check. And yeah, I mean, that was the game, and I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I'll be right back next week for my week 4 match against, I believe, Fredador. And I will see you guys all then. Bye bye.